Alright YouTube, Richard Rotert back again. I was going to put on a video of forging out another billet this morning. However, I woke up and it was 30 degrees outside and I don't feel like dragging my coal forge outside in 30 degrees to forge. I guess my dedication just isn't there anymore. So, that being said, I need to be able to forge inside anyways. Well, in front of you, you will see my propane forge that I slapped together in a couple hours one day. It does not function properly. Alright, so I only have one burner in it. It's a forced air burner. And I know what all you knife makers are going to say is I'm using the wrong refractory material. Well, I know. That's all I could find at the time and I needed something quick. So, I am planning on building a big one. Using K-wool and refractory cement and all that. That being said, I need to make knives. I've got to make a couple knives in a couple weeks. And I only have time to work on the weekend, so I need to be able to forge all the time. So what we're going to do here today is probably remove this top plate, and I'm going to put two burners in here. Still use the forced air, little blower there, yeah, and hopefully that'll get me hot enough to forge weld. Now I will have to say that this thing does get metal hot enough to manipulate it, move it around. You can make hooks or something if you're not necessarily into knives or whatever. However, I like to forge weld. This thing's got to get hotter. Now let me light this puppy and I'll let you see what it's like now, and then hopefully it'll be a lot better at the end and record that. So before and after. This is 3/4 inch pipe, black steel pipe. If you try this, do not use galvanized. When it gets hot, it puts off gases and it's real bad stuff. So you want to use steel pipe. We're going to have blower and the propane mixture coming in, and then the blower mounting on top, and then shooting down these two legs and hopefully getting two spots in the forge. Before I was getting like one hot area and then the rest of the forge was cold, so I'll have to break this all apart and use tape. Tape up, make sure there's no leaks or anything. Alright, so I took the top plate off and it's not going to be able to work with what I got. It's just a lot easier to cut a new plate out. So I'm going to cut a 7x9 plate out and then put two holes in here. Okay, so I got the two holes drilled in these blocks. And I cut them to length to match the plate. Alright guys. So I've got it all set up on there, and unfortunately my bars will be able to work to hold it together, but I'm going to have to drill new holes. The spacing is about the same as the holes for my burner. So I'll get it up there, get it marked, and I also have these pieces of tube. I'm going to drill and tap 3/4 20 holes around there, and that'll all put the burner down inside and screw the 3 screws into the side of the burner to hold it in place so it can't move around and can't fall out and all that good stuff, and then I'll end up welding those to this top plate. Alright, there she is. I'm going to fire up here in a second. But, so I got all my plumbing in. So as far as propane forges go, you don't, if you're just wanting to get into material removal, you do not need a forge. This thing was fine for heat treating before I done this stuff to it. But if you're just doing material removal, you can get your blades heat treated. I mean, it'll cost you a little bit, but you can get your blades heat treated anywhere. Well, not anywhere, but somebody that has a heat treat oven. And there's companies that specialize in metal treating and this and that you could use. So you don't necessarily have to have your own forge if you're just wanting to do material removal. I'm doing Damascus, so I have to have one. But there's something said about doing all this stuff yourself. I enjoy it. Sometimes I'll spend more money doing it myself than paying somebody else to do it. So that goes with anything. I guess I just tack it up under life experience there. But let's see, turn this blower. I think I'm going to turn the blower on before I even light the forge. I'm kind of worried about that middle section because I got a injector hits about right in the center. I'm hoping it goes both ways, so I'm going to go ahead and get some air movement through there before I even start. Try that out. Huh. Well, it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, she's plugged in. Gotcha. After trying it out to begin with, I was getting uneven propane flow to the front and the back burner. The front burner would be okay, the back burner wasn't getting enough propane. Turn the propane regulation up, turn the pressure up, then the back burner would be okay, and the front burner was burning too rich. So I come up with this little thing right here. These are, if you guys are wanting to build a propane forge, these are MIG welding tips. Okay, those might be 30 thousandths for 30 thousandths wire. So that, if you do research, pretty much need this acts as an injector and kind of, I guess, gives that propane a little spray and disperses it better since the hole in it is minute. So you're gonna need those. They're not very expensive, but this hodgepodge plumbing that I've got here, so I'll have my propane line come in here, then it'll split out. I got these ball valves, so hopefully the pressure will be equal and I won't have to mess with them, but I put them on there in case of adjustment. needle valves probably would have worked better, but I still might want to be able to shut the whole thing completely off, and we'll try those. But let me get it all put together and I'll show you what I got. Alright guys, there it's all put together. And I got the blower over here. So the blower feeds both the front and the back, and then it's got individual propane lines coming to the front and then another one to the back. Let's see how she works.